You will never win doing work that you hate. You have to love the work, net, overall.
There was a little jolt of excitement there. I was like, what? This is like a holy grail I just found.
Where focus goes, energy flows. That's it.
Well, welcome one and all to the Something to Prove podcast with Mark Drager and Evan Carmichael. Evan, how are you doing? You're full of, I was going to say energy. You're full of allergies, you say.
Both allergies and energy. It's the A&E show happening in my face right now.
Excellent. Oh my goodness. I keep getting these notifications on my phone that a new video from Evan Carmichael, you must conquer your fear. Like they just keep popping up and keep popping up.
You should go watch that one. It's good.
How are things with the YouTube drama? You were at YouTube today. Was that awesome?
I was at YouTube today. Yeah. YouTube today. Can't share a lot of what happened.
No, I'm not
behind the scenes stuff. But good. Yeah. I mean, I made the big move. We're now officially 7 channels, and yeah, it's scary. It's scary. So
what happened with? I saw on IG that you posted that someone else then jumped into the conversation and said, "No, don't break up the channels."
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you like, thanks, buddy, a little late or what?
No. Listen, there's a handful of people who I would take advice from on YouTube. Like I could count them on my right hand of who I would actually like seriously listen to about YouTube advice. And one of them was Matt Geelan, who told me, you need to split up your channel. It's hurting you. And another one of those 5, after seeing me split up my channel, said, hey, Evan, my 2 cents is this is a huge mistake.
Oh, no. No.
So, but here's the thing. Like, you don't know till you do it. I won't know. I could take the safe route and just stay what I'm doing, but I will never know until I do it. So nothing is fatal. If it doesn't work out, 3 months later, I can always go back and do something else, and I won't know till I do it. So I got to stop complaining, stop pondering, and just go.
That's awesome. Anything else new with you? How's the cooler doing? We've talked on IG about the cooler, but for podcast listeners, they haven't heard anything about the cooler since week 2. We're now in week 4. So update us with cooler drama 2019.
Cooler is there. It's alive and kicking. We haven't named the cooler yet. I'm thinking Marky is a cooler name. Might be a good one.
That was actually my nickname when I was growing up.
Marky the cooler. Marky the cool cooler.
Marky or Buster Orange for some reason.
You were named Buster Orange?
That was because I think there was a Buster Brown at some point, and I liked orange, so I was my aunt called me Buster Orange. Yeah,
and that's why the Fanta colors are orange.
I just like orange. I mean, that's your favorite color as well. Like, I feel like there's a whole generation of boys that are our age who like orange. Yeah.
Blue was my favorite color growing up. I don't know how it got to orange, but anyway, it's been a wild week, man. Today has been insane. The whole week has been crazy. Last night I had my event in San Francisco. I'm coming back. My literary agent wants the latest update on my book, so I sent her the first 6,800 words that I had. I'm as of right now just finishing up the podcast landing page and ClickFunnels. So I took a break from that. Like, it's going to be up in probably about an hour after this thing is finished.
And sorry to clarify, not our podcast, the promotion that you're doing to be on other people's podcasts, right?
Right. Yes.
We're on a podcast right now. You remember that, right?
So people want to interview me or me be on their podcast or IG Live or any of that stuff.
Hey man, quick question. What's the name of this podcast?
Something to Prove.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, man. I'm on fire everywhere, dude. We're launching like a million things at once. It's crazy. It's just pure crazy time. We launched. So today's Monday. So today's the official first day of the seven different YouTube channels. I thought we've already done it for a day, but today is day 1. So we launched that. I did the YouTube event. I sent my book to my lit agent. It's the first 1,600 words. I'm launching the podcast, my podcast landing page. I don't know what else, man. It's crazy.
Listen,
it's crazy.
I am so glad. I started waking up at 5 a.m. now. I used to get up at 5:30, but now I get up at 5. I got up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday, and guess what surprise I found on my phone? I found Evan had 7 new channels for me to subscribe to, and I got to be the #1 subscriber to 6 out of the 7.
Right.
I don't know who the other person was, but there was a little jolt of excitement there. I was like, what? This is like a holy grail I just found.
and then you posted it to your IG story.
Yeah. And then then it took me like 20 minutes. It took me really fast to like subscribe to all of them. And then I had to figure out how to like do all this stuff. And then it's
a real gold rush. Like people are commenting to say, I'm subscriber number 352 on the new channel.
Number one.
I'm in the first 400. I'm in the first 400.
I have proof. I have screenshots. Okay. I was going to say, I didn't download any of those stories, but I'm number one, baby. Number one.
On 6 out of the 7. There's still one that was missing.
Yeah. There was
Which one are you not number one?
I would have to like leave this stream to tell you, but it's not that important. Anyway, Anyway, it's great catching up. I haven't spoken to you in a while. Let's jump into the topic today. So I have 2 potential topics, and I don't know, like you don't want to know what these are. So
let's just go. Come on, stop hedging. This sucks already. Go pick one.
Here's the thing. My heart tells me I should do one topic, but
yes, that one. That's
the one.
Yes.
You want? Okay.
Yes, always heart first. Always.
You don't want the one that's in my mind?
No, boo, no. The overthinkers already been channeling too much for the past 2 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, so here we go. So on Sunday afternoons, as part of my church, I'm part of a small group. And yesterday we were talking and working through this series called What If? And the idea is that anything of substance always starts with a what if. What if I did this? What if I did this? What if we did this? What if life was this way? And it leads to great things. Okay. Anyway, the first topic had to do with purpose. And the question was, how dramatic was it for your life when you found your life purpose? And I was leading the group and asking the questions, and there were 6 or 7 people in the group. And I said, well, hold on a second. I asked the question, but there was some blank stares. So I said, okay, maybe it's a bit presumptuous. Have you guys even thought about your life purpose? Have you, what do you feel like your purpose is? And, there was me and 7 people in my group that I love and I care about. And I was the only one who had spent any time thinking about this. And so it was interesting to me that the question was, how transformative was the moment when you discovered your life purpose? But, the 6 or 7 other people in the room who are all accomplished people, who have all done great things, hadn't really spent any time thinking about it. And then when we dug into it deeper, like half of them admitted that they felt like they wouldn't even know what it was and that it was missing. And with what you're writing and what you're doing, and this is why this is from my heart, not from my head, but with what you're doing, I was flabbergasted. I was heartbroken that so many people aren't on the other side of this. And that was the thing that surprised me the most.
Okay. I don't know what surprises you.
It surprises me because I surround myself with people like you and I talk to lots of people who think about a lot of these things a lot of the time.
Barely. Who?
You think so?
Yes. Ask people on your team. What's your purpose? Nobody will know. Nobody. 0. How many people on your team? 15? 10? 8?
I think we're at 14 now. Yeah.
14?
I'm bringing on 2 more people. I brought in 2 more people today. So.
0 out of the 16 people will know. Yeah.
Okay, fiery Evan. I'm just saying for me, I didn't take this as like, let's go, yo, let's figure this stuff out. I was more struck with like, wow, like this is a plague. This is a serious thing. This
is what? A plague? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Now we're talking. Yeah, it is a plague, dude. It's a plague. 95% of people wake up and drive to a job that they hate. I think that number is probably low. Yeah, people don't know what they're supposed to be doing. It's the number one question I get asked. It's my next book, and my literary agent and my agent are both like, do people even need to know this stuff? Like, are you kidding me? You guys are out of touch. Like it's the number one question I get asked. People want purpose and they have no idea how to find it.
But you get asked it by achievers. And I'm not saying that the people in my group aren't achievers, but I'm saying I think not regular. I don't know how to say it without sounding like I'm insulting people, but I think entrepreneurs...
Condescending, Mark.
I'm not
Orange bucket head, Mark. Condescending. I forgot what your nickname was.
Wow. Orange bucket. You think that's condescending? No, what I'm trying to say is...
Yes, it is. High achievers and then you guys suck.
I don't mean that at all. What I mean is I think entrepreneurs strive and to do things at a certain level. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that people who go to work and are perfectly comfortable going to work and putting in a 9 to 5.
No, they're not comfortable. They hate their life.
Yes.
They're not comfortable. They hate their life and they don't know how to change it. Yep. That's most people.
I only feel like I came to understanding even a bit of my purpose like 4 months ago. But how is it that we're the lucky few that have this figured out and so many people don't?
We spent time on it. Where you spend time, where energy flows. What is it called? Momentum flows? I don't know. Whatever.
Did you write this? What is this?
No, Robbins? I don't know. Where energy goes, something flows. Yeah, this is a quote. Go look up that quote. That's the quote.
Here we go. Posh Notions has it. Where focus goes, energy flows.
There you go. That's it.
Thank you, Posh Notions.
Where focus goes, energy flows. That's it. See? That's why you don't need to use a search engine, Mark Drager. You got social media. Flashback, episode 3. Snap, baby.
We call that a callback in the industry. But yes, excellent callback. And I tried to make that reference on your IG Live. You're like, where's the microphone in this truck? And I Googled it, and I found the answer and got it to you. Like right away, but anyway.
But which was the wrong answer? It was actually the wrong answer.
No, it was above on the driver's side, above you. But
did you actually tell me that? I didn't notice because I just found it.
That's okay. That was listen. That was gold for all the people who are listening who missed an IG Live. Evan hasn't realized a few times now when he leaves his truck and walks into a Costco or walks into the house, we literally cannot hear him because the microphone on his phone is still connected to the Bluetooth on the car. And so for like 2 or 3 minutes, you'll be walking around talking like spitting fire and giving gold. No one can hear a single thing.
Right.
So then it became, once you found out about it, it became an epic journey to try and find where the microphone was. Right. On the truck.
I knew the audio was connected, but I didn't know that my audio, the sound I knew was connected for me, but I didn't know that there was a microphone in the. I always thought I was talking into the phone microphone. Anyway, I learned something new. It's amazing. It's the best.
It was the best. It was great. But back to this topic. So what do we do for those of us who are still struggling, who haven't figured out or feel like we nailed it? I think so many times with so many conversations, people think that purpose is tied to the expression of their purpose. So it's like, I'm skilled at this. I'm an electrician, so my purpose must be to do that the best way possible. I'm an entrepreneur, so my purpose must be to run this company the best way possible. Or I'm a mother or a father, so my purpose must be to be the best mother or father possible. And I think that you're thinking about your job or your skill set. You're not thinking about the greater purpose. So how do we find this?
You want to go? You want to go through it? How to find your purpose?
I want to go through it.
I want
to give away the book for free, man.
Yeah, great. I love it. Let's do it for days. I do it every day, man. I do it every day.
Yeah.
Who, why, how? That's the process. So your who is your one word, your most important core value. I wrote a whole book on it. People can go look it up. But think about if you had to stand for one thing, one core value, what would it be?
Hold on, Evan. You're glancing over this, and I know you're not going to take the time to do it. But for anyone who's listening or anyone who's in live stream with us, if you have not read your one word, you have to pick up. The audiobook is a great experience. The book is fantastic because you can be able to work through it. But you have to pick up the book because Evan's going to blast through it and he's too humble to tell you. He's not going to do the hard sell. But listen, I'm in it, so that's why I know it's amazing. But that was Kanye level there, right? But
he is in it.
But no, it's a great book to get your foundation for your core element that you can realize that it's the lens that you use to look at your life and your actions and the rest of the world. That's what your one word gives you. Anyway, sorry, go on.
If you're trying to figure out what that is, just for people listening, yeah, you can go pick up the one word, the book. It's amazing. It'll help you. But let's try to give some value beyond the pitch. I had a guy, big YouTuber, meet up the other day, and he was trying to, same question, man, how do I find my purpose? This is like my life on photocopy every day, just going through this with people. It's important. So I said, okay, who was your favorite teacher growing up? And he said, Mrs. Green or something from like grade 6. And it was the only year that he didn't have to go to detention. Like, okay, great. What was it about Mrs. Green? It wasn't that she taught you math. Like, what was it about her that was different? It's like she saw something different in me that other people didn't see. And so, okay, great. And then I said, well, what's your favorite movie? And he said, The Matrix. And he said, people always used to call me Morpheus in The Matrix. I always thought I was Neo, but people thought people said I was Morpheus. Morpheus, the black guy who gives Neo the pill, right? And then I said, well, what's the connection between Mrs. Green and Morpheus? Like, I don't know.
The guide.
Yeah, you see something different. Mm-hmm. You see people differently, right? And then I said, and then he wrote back to me. He's like, well, you know what? I think my favorite movie was the Adam Sandler golfing movie. What's that
Happy
one?
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. It's like, great. You're who's the black guy in that movie? Gibbs?
I don't know, but whatever.
The black guy who got his hand eaten by an alligator, right? Like, you're him. You're Gibbs. What happened? Here was Happy Gilmore, who was this crazy hockey player who's like taking baseballs to the face.
Wow, you remember so much of this movie, man.
I know. I looked it up because I looked it up. No, dude, I knew zero about this movie. I looked it up after he told me because I wanted to have context.
Hold on.
This is how obsessive I get about this stuff.
This movie's so
I knew
old.
zero.
I have it on VHS. That's how old this movie is.
I don't know anything about this movie. I went to look it up. Gibbs believed in Adam Sandler and said, you shouldn't be a hockey player. You should pick up golf, and I'll teach you. Right? And so it's like he sees something different in the person. It's the same thing as Mrs. Green. Right? And so he came down to that's why he loved his teacher. That's why he loved those movies. And so he said at the end of the day, it's about seeing people differently. So he came down to care. That's what he does. And he helps people resell stuff. So he'll take people who like have no income or super broke, like he was super broke, and he'll help them make a living. And he sees something in them that other people don't see. It's belief. It's kind of related. I love it. But that's it. Like, you think about your favorite teacher. You think about what you love about your parents. You think about your favorite movie. You think about your favorite artist. And then what do you love about them? And then what connects them? And when you figure that out, you got your one word, your most important core value. And the good thing is that stays with you for life. Like, he will always want to see people differently. He's always going to do that. Always. I'm always going to believe in people. You're always going to want to do extraordinary things, like always. That's for life. So it's worth spending a week and a half going through it to figure it out. Right? It's like, figure it out. It serves you for life. Do it. So that's the first. That's the who. Your one word, most important core value. The next is your why. And so your purpose comes from your pain. So the most painful moment that you ever had to go through in your life, your purpose forever will be helping people who are currently going through that pain and suffering. My one word is believe. That's my who. My why is I struggled so much as an entrepreneur, making $300 a month, being embarrassed to tell my friends that I was struggling, turning down all these jobs, feeling worthless as a human being. And I wanted to make the road easier for other entrepreneurs. It's why I love helping entrepreneurs so much. I could believe in anybody. I could believe in anything. I choose entrepreneurs because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. In my new book, I'm telling the story of preview. New knowledge never dropped on any episode of anything until this self-improved cob passed.
The Cobcast.
Episode 4.
It's all about
in your face.
porn.
The founder of Mothers Against Drunk Driving was a mother of 3, divorcee real estate agent. And then her 13-year-old daughter gets hit by a drunk driver while she's on her way to church. Like, the daughter and her friend are walking to some church carnival or something. And a drunk driver comes, hits her, knocks her out of her shoes 125 feet forward. That's like the force the car hit her at. And then she dies. And then the driver hit and run, like, speeds away, doesn't stop. Eventually the police track this guy down. They find out he was drunk. And they also found he's done this before. Like, he had a couple of drunk driving accidents already happen. And so the mother then is talking to the police, like, what's going to happen? It's like, probably not very much. You know, drunk driving, you don't really, it's like slap on the wrist kind of stuff because you're drunk. And she got furious. And so that's then 4 days later, after her daughter died, she started Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So her purpose comes from her pain, like the most painful moment ever in your life. Most people would give her a pass. Like, if she slipped into depression, if she, fell apart at work, people I understand. It makes sense. Like, your daughter died. It's crazy. Like, I can't imagine my son passing away before me. It's like it's wild. I couldn't imagine what I'd do. But she turned that into a positive in creating Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They've saved millions of lives. They say, according to their stats, they've cut drunk driving in half. Whether that's the actual stat or not, they've had a big impact. And it all came because of her pain. So that pain will define you. Either way, either you're going to succumb to it or you're going to grow from it and create something amazing. And so your purpose comes from your pain. You think about the greatest pain you've ever faced. Your purpose for life will be helping other people who are currently going through that pain. That'll fill you up for life. I can believe in anybody, but I love helping entrepreneurs because that was my pain. And just like your who, your why is for life. It's for life. I'll help entrepreneurs for life. So you figure out your who and your why, that's for life. Like you're set, that's amazing. That's a huge gift. You need to figure it out. The third part is the how. The how comes from, that's now your passion. That's what you enjoy doing. Your how is your passion. What's the process that you enjoy? So that may change over time, but the people who've had the most success are the ones who enjoy the work. Like if you're going to make a podcast, you better enjoy podcasting. If you get into podcasting because it's a hot trend for the year, you suck. You're going to lose. Like stop that immediately. You got to love the thing. You have to love the work. So if you figure out your who and your why, you can end up loving the end result of things. I love helping entrepreneurs achieve a result. Great. But if you don't love the process, you're not going to have ultimate success. So you have to love the result and the process. So for me right now, I have my YouTube channel, I have Instagram, we've got this podcast, I've got a bunch of stuff going on. In 20 years, it's not going to be YouTube probably anymore. It'll be VR Evan or hologram Evan beaming into your living room, yelling at you or whatever it is, right? Like that's how it's going to be.
Dude, you're going to be really old in 20 years too, huh?
I'm going to be fire in 20 years. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. You stack up like, dude, how old am I? I'm 38 right now.
Yeah,
38-year-old. What?
58-year-old Evan is going to just destroy
58-year-old
everyone.
Evan is going to kick 38-year-old Evan's ass. It's going to be amazing. Can you imagine 20 more years of this? It's insane. I'm so pumped for 58-year-old Evan. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. So then that's the process. Your who, your why, your how, right? You figure that out and you're set. Most people just don't know. They don't have the tools to figure it out. They're in an environment that people think that that's crazy. Like you can't go live your purpose. Just go get a job and just survive. And so that's what people do. But they know that they're capable of more. They know that they should be doing more. And I think now it's easier to see that they could be doing more. More and more people are having success. And so you don't just have to do what our parents did of having a job forever at the same company and then you retire, right? Like now there's options. Now you can serve just by using your cell phone and being 13 years old. You can serve and you can build a business, right? That wasn't possible before, and it is now. And so people are already voting with their dollars. People like millennials especially are already choosing companies that do good as one of their metrics that they pay attention to. But people more than ever feel like purpose is possible. And now the conversation's coming up more and more than it ever was.
I think everyone needs to know it, but do you think it's going to become the new fad? And, every few years there was the big drive in the early 2000s to talk about culture. And then there was the drive for authenticity. And then there was the drive for this and the drive for that. Do you think this is just the next wave?
I don't know, man. I'm not that smart. I don't predict the future, but it's here. It's the number one question I get asked on IG, in the chats, at my workshops, comments on YouTube. It's the number one question I get asked. So it's a big pain point from people who have had success as well as people who haven't, but they want it. I've had people come into my workshops. One, where was I? I don't remember. I had a workshop in some city. It was amazing. Wow. And the two people that I don't even know what day it is, man. The two people that I pushed the hardest were both multimillionaire entrepreneurs.
That was in St. Louis, wasn't it? Or was it Cincinnati? I feel like it was Cincinnati.
It wasn't Cincinnati. It was not Cincinnati. For sure, no? It was not Cincinnati.
Okay.
If I had to guess, I would say it was Albuquerque.
Oh yeah, because you ended up stopping in it was Tucson, wasn't it? You ended up stopping in Oklahoma City on your way. Yeah, because
it was in Tucson. There you go.
I win again.
Love to the Tucson. Multimillionaires push them both the hardest of anybody in the room because I love the push back. People who've had success, who are go-getters, they'll push back. Like,
and then you
let's go.
And then you just destroy us.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go, man.
Guys, anyone listening, please.
Because when there is truth, it is undeniable. Some guy gave me an intro yesterday. He's like, Evan, the truth, Carmichael. I'm like, I really like that. That's good.
If you get a chance, anyone listening, to talk to Evan, and you can, but if you talk to Evan, push back a little bit, and he will destroy you in love to build you up.
And you'll say thank you.
Yeah. Do not try and come in any kind of defensive way. Do not try to come with any kind of excuses. He will absolutely kick your feet out from under you and pummel you.
But here's the thing. You meet people with compassion where they're at. So the people who aren't super aggressive or go-getters are really down in their life. Like, you can't push them because they won't hear a push. They won't feel it. Like, they're not going to do anything. And so they need to be supported. And so they'll just listen and they'll nod, and then it'll be encouraged and help them get to the next step. The people who have already thought some of this through and want to be right and are aggressive go-getters, it's even better, because then it's like, bring it. Like, you're just so wrong. This is why you're struggling. So let's go. Right? And it was the two greatest one-on-ones of all time so far at the workshops. And they were both in the same room, pushing them hard because nobody challenges them because they're the best in their community, but they're wrong. And so let's go. Right? It's great.
Makes me think of so many conversations we've had in the past, but yes.
Okay, great. But purpose is a human issue. Whether you had there's lots of people who have made tons of money and have no purpose. They haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Right? And there's lots of people who are doing minimum wage crappy jobs who still are trying to figure out their purpose too.
Here's the thing that I've found the most difficult. So you did a show out of TDS every morning on IG for a few months, and you were sitting across from someone and you walked through this, and I happened to be listening to it. And I remember texting you because I was like, I need a copy. I need a copy of this thing, because I caught it in passing, and I was like, send me a copy. So you sent me a copy of the video, and I started working through this process. I already knew my one word. I knew my one word years before you wrote the book out of just, I wasn't living it. You kind of called me on that. But it was the second part, right? The purpose comes from the pain. And being able to actually dig down and try and figure out what that defining pain is, what that shaping moment is, what that thing is, and then being able to put words to it, like being able to articulate it in a way that I could hear from myself, and then I could potentially share with someone else, that I could tell you, let's say, and say like, is this what you're talking about? And then the last thing is, the how, and the last thing's the how, right? How you go about it. I am so outcome focused that I love, within my business, within my company, within what we're able to do. I love what the system can do, and I love what the company can do. But there's so many parts of it that I do not enjoy in any way. And so that's the other thing, though, is like, okay, so you find your one word, and that's a challenge and an eye-opening thing in itself. And it's going to force you to look at things differently, and you got to be willing to accept that. Then you're going to start to look into the pain to discover your purpose. And when that purpose is clear to you, you're probably going to ask yourself to live in a different way. And there may be some things you have to give up now, or there may be some things you have to pursue, and that might be uncomfortable. And then the how, I feel like this whole process, people, what was it? We talked a long time ago about something where it's like, if people knew how hard things will be, they may not start. But this thing is like, it's, you work through it and you figure it out, and you can't help. Your blinders are off. You can now see what everything's like, and you can't help but feel the need to change. But it doesn't mean it's going to be very much fun all the time, right? How do you help transition people through this?
That's why you have to love the work. Like, the how has to be enjoyable. Jerry Seinfeld calls it the torture you can endure, which I like. So jumping into my schedule should be torture for you, because it's not for you. Mm-hmm. Where the thing that you do, net should be good. Not every day is amazing and you're forced to do a bunch of crap you don't like, but overall, the process should be a good one. Mm-hmm. I love making videos. I'm in ClickFunnels up to my face for the past 8 days, and I love it. I love learning that. I love
it now. Excellent.
No, but it's mess. I don't like the messy. I hate the messy. It bothers me. I hate the beginning of anything because it's so messy. Mm-hmm. But then I love it when I'm in it, because I'll figure it out, right? I'm 8 days in and I know more than a lot of ClickFunnels experts, right? It's amazing. I love it. But a lot of people don't love that stuff. If you start talking about camera gear, oh my God, dude,
Dude,
I hate it.
I'm not into camera gear, so bad example.
No, I know, but like if Danny was here with his camera and like, you know, he'd be freaking out. But that's fine. He loves that.
Actually, I got a question today I was talking to someone in a big company, and we're talking about doing this big thing together, and it's going to be great. She's like, hey, what kind of cameras do you shoot on? And I was like, I don't know. Like, it's Canons. Like, I don't really know. You know, we shoot on Aries sometimes, I think. We rent them. I don't know anything about it. So I hear you.
But the things that you love, you need to focus on and do. Mm-hmm. So you have to love the process. Even this whole podcast thing, right? I had this idea while driving to the desert of doing.
See, I love everything about what we're doing right now. I loved cutting the music for the opening, which no one else
I hate all that.
Hear. I love uploading it, and when I see that it's uploaded, it's like a little shot of energy. Like, ooh, look, we just released it. When I see 12 people are listening, I'm like, all right, we got 12 people.
So we divided this up. We're trying to figure out what the process would be. I just wanted to get started. Right. And so we just launched one instead of waiting for me to come home to Toronto and studio and all that stuff, which we'll eventually do when I get back home. It's like, just start, man. It's like 8 weeks away or something, 12 weeks away. You just go, just start, build it. And then Mark's the host. And I said he needs to have top billing because he's the host. And then he comes with a topic. I don't want to know the question. Don't ask me the question. I want to know in advance what we're doing. Boom. And then Mark takes this. Well, actually, my team edits it for YouTube. And then Mark takes it and puts his music on and does all the stuff that I don't like to do. Mark does, and he's loving it. He's like, it's fun.
It's so much fun. Yeah, I love it.
It's great. I think it's torture. I hate that stuff. Amazing, but I like this part, right? So that's the thing. You got to enjoy the work. Not everything is amazing. I'm sure when Mark was applying, iTunes wasn't approving the account and whatever. Like this frustration that happens, but net, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. You will never win doing work that you hate. You have to love the work, overall.
The natural thing is when you're starting, you got to do everything. When you are growing a business, you got to do everything. When we talked about the fact that I have 14 people on my team. A big challenge we have on my team is that there are like 6 people who have to wear 2 or 3 roles. And I want all of them to specialize, but we're just not at the point yet where I can have those people specialize on the real specific niche. They have to wear 2 or 3 hats. Ultimately, we spend more time, I think, as business owners and entrepreneurs filling in the gaps for either the stuff people don't want to do or can't do, rather than elevate ourselves out of it. So, we're transitioning away from purpose now to how, but in the how, we still get sucked into stuff all the time, right?
Well, I'd say yes and no. I think you need to really do a strong audit on, are those things necessary? I think people spend a lot of time on the wrong stuff. Look at thought leaders, as an example, people who make talking head videos trying to share their knowledge. They spend 20 minutes making a video and 4 hours editing it. You're training the wrong skill. Stop. Do the opposite. 4 hours making a video and 20 minutes editing it. Because you want it to look fancy and you want it to have the graphics and you want the intro music and all this. That's not why people are going to come to you. Like, unless you're an editor. If you're an editor, then great. You need to have, if it was Danny, my guy, he better have good, well-edited videos. Otherwise, nobody's going to want to work with him. But if it was me starting over, I should spend 4 hours making a video and 20 minutes editing it. I think we spend time on the wrong stuff. The thing that will get me, if I spend 4 hours editing and 20 minutes making it, I'll never get good enough to be able to bring on a team because I'm training the wrong skill. And I think that's what a lot of people do. They train the wrong skill. And so maybe you let some balls drop. Maybe some things you shouldn't be doing. You have to do your accounting, you got to do your taxes, and some things that will be, mandatory. But maybe some of the other stuff, maybe you should mail in the other stuff. Or you like to say phone in. I don't know why we have different.
Phone it in.
Maybe you should phone in some of the tasks.
Phone it in.
Yeah, phone it in.
There you go.
Maybe you should phone it in on some of the, but phone in some of the tasks, dude. It's not phone it in some of the tasks.
You phone it in because it comes from when you used to pick up the phone and not have to go there and do it.
Well, that's actually smart.
You phone it in.
Yeah, but that's actually smart. Like, you don't have to go in. It's not like it means though, like you slack off. Like you don't do a good job on it.
Because it comes from the olden days when people used to phone it in.
Anyway, I think maybe some of your team should deliver a sucky end result on some things so that they can go crush the thing that they're great at. Like, I think if your guy was great at this, was the Michael Jordan at this one skill, and you let him go do that, and it meant that you sucked here, That might be a great trade-off.
We're doing it, buddy. We're doing it. All the changes have been announced already, buddy. All the changes have been announced. Did you Did you see the orange bucket? You called me Buster Orange was the nickname. But did you see the video? I don't think you commented.
I've seen nothing. I've consumed zero. The past week, I haven't seen anything from anybody on anything.
I put so much heart into the IG video that I put up on Saturday about the transition for the company. It was like 3 videos. It was me talking about how 6 weeks ago you wanted me to make this big change and I wouldn't do it. I did flashbacks in the video and everything. I even in the thing I tagged you and put like lots of love and everything.
Didn't see it. I haven't seen anything. Nothing.
Nothing. I'm sitting there waiting all morning. I'm like, okay, Evan's on the West Coast, so he should be getting up now. I can't wait. I can't wait for that little high that comes when it's like, oh, Evan liked it.
I'm not giving you your cookie yet.
I'm so needy. Awesome. Thanks for the preview for the book, and I think it's something, you know, even yesterday when I was trying to describe, because they asked me about my purpose and I talked a bit about what you spoke about and working through it, and the fact that, you know, I've never felt like, my pain is that I've never felt good enough. And today was a hard day at work and I was trying to figure out why, you know, like I had like pre-Tony Robbins anxiety again today for the first time in like 4 months. I had crazy anxiety and I came home and I was like, it's all because of this fear of not being good enough. You know, we called this something to prove because I was talking to you about ultimately I feel like I have something to prove and I need to help people who have something to prove, build and do meaningful things. Like that's it. That's my purpose. But it's still hard to like figure out and hard to articulate and stuff. So I think with your permission, it's good to be a work in progress, right? It's not like you have to figure it out right away, and you work on it and then you try to live it each day, right?
You always are, though, right? You always are. And when people who feel like they're not good enough, you know more than you did 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so you can help the Mark Drager from 10 years ago. So that means you can help other people who are currently suffering like Mark Drager did 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then you're constantly getting better, right? I mean, I'm not Tony Robbins level. Great. Does that mean I should be making content? Yet. Sure. That's baked in by default. But a lot of people think, well, I'm not good enough to do it. But you are, because you've grown from who you were. And there's a lot of people who are who you were. And so you can help those people, even though you're not anywhere close to where you want to be.
Thank you, Evan. This
let's go.
Anyway, so there we go. So that was the topic. But as always, if you remember, Evan, the second segment of every episode, what do we do in the second segment? Do you remember?
You asked me some random questions.
I asked you 3 random questions. That's right. This is actually the most fun of my week.
Okay, most fun of your week. Amazing. Oh, well, yeah. I'm humbled.
Here we go. Okay. I picked strange ones. Okay, I actually dug for these. So these could anyway. If your childhood had a smell, what would it be?
Orange.
What? It would smell like the color orange or like oranges?
No, like what? What does the color orange smell like, Mark?
You tell me, Evan. You're the one who said it.
No, orange, fresh orange, like freshly peeled orange.
Oranges?
Yeah. Okay. What orange? Yeah.
It would smell like oranges.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
It's just a fresh smell. It's a good smell. It's not like, if you smelled like pizza, I'd want to eat them all the time.
So your childhood, you think back to your childhood. Uh-huh. You close your eyes. You can hear the sounds. You remember where you lived. And you smell oranges? No. The question is, if your childhood had a smell, what would it be?
Oh, I thought it was if here's the thing. I'm willing to go weird duck with you. I thought you said if your child had a smell. So I said oranges because I would want him to smell like orange. Because he smelled like pizza, I'd want to eat him. And if he smelled bad, that's nasty.
I would have said Hayden then. If your childhood had a smell.
Oh, my childhood had a smell.
What would it be?
I don't know. I would probably say fresh grass. Fresh grass. Okay. I cut the grass a lot. And we were out in nature a lot, so I would say fresh grass.
That house that your parents have, I know no one else has been to your house, but did you grow up in that house? That one on the ravine and everything? Okay.
Not much, like late teens.
Okay. Whereabouts did you grow up? Like in the similar neighborhood or?
No, I grew up further north.
Okay.
But I grew up in a home, and I always had to, like, I mowed the lawn. That was my thing. And we had a cottage, and we went to the cottage. It's 3 hours out of town. I used to have to always mow the lawn every week. So
Is that because you were the only boy and you had sisters, or what?
I don't remember what the division of tasks would be, but I remember always mowing the lawn. So I'm sure there was something equitable, but I don't remember what they did. So fresh grass. I like the other question better, Mark, though.
What would your child smell like?
What would your child smell like if you could pick?
Oh, you do not want to smell my children. Oh, my goodness. My 10-year-old boy. Oh.
This is why you need that answer. If you could pick a smell for your child, what would it be?
Yeah. If I could pick a smell, I would go with like lemongrass, actually. A nice combination of freshness and maybe some mint or something.
Okay. Mint?
Yeah. You don't like the smell of mint?
No, I like the taste of mint. That's not true.
Hold on,
that's not true. That's actually a total lie. I hate the taste of mint. It's nasty. I like fake mint. So I like peppermint patties. Oh my God. Junior mints, that is some next level stuff. Ice cream, but actual mint on something, nasty. Mint tea, nasty.
Have you ever stood in like not a field, but a garden of fresh mint?
Yes. I don't like
No? Oh my goodness. Okay.
No, mint is nasty. Just everything, except unless it's fake mint, it's amazing. Mint gum.
So for me, I don't even know what my childhood would smell like, but I used to love smelly markers. Do you remember smelly markers?
Oh, the ones that smelled nice, or the ones that were smelled?
No, not the ones that made you high. Like you used to have the different colors. It was like the black was like licorice and cherry and watermelon.
Strawberry, whatever. Yeah.
I used to love that kind of stuff. So I'd go with watermelon smelly marker.
I like it. That's good. I like it. I support that.
Question number 2. What was the most memorable gift you've ever received?
Wow. Most memorable gift. This is why it's hard to give me gifts. I don't know.
You're not a gift person per se, right? Like you're more experienced than like, first of all, you don't own anything pretty much, right? Like you've downsized to the point where you're very minimalistic, let's say.
Yeah, no, that's true. Even when people buy me experiences like Groupon stuff or like hot air balloon ride, like I often don't even go. I don't know that I've ever cashed one of those in.
Wow. Okay, everyone who's Evan's friend, stop buying him things.
Yeah, do something. That's the greatest gift of all time. Like I give you advice, go act on it. Go build a business and crush your life. That's a gift.
So then the greatest gift you've ever received is me listening to your advice.
Did you say received or somebody bought for you? I thought you said bought for you.
Received. What's the most memorable gift you've ever received?
Oh. Yeah, it would have to be something like that. It would have to be like somebody.
What about your wife? What about your wife's love and affection? How about that?
Is that a gift? Sure. Okay. You can. Sure. Life is a gift.
Hedge it.
My parents created me. That's the greatest gift. I don't know, man. Nothing. Don't get me stuff.
No. See, my wife is a total gift giver, and like that's her love. Like one of her love languages is gifts, and I'm so bad at it. I try so hard, and I feel so badly. But I remember once when we started dating, because we started dating in high school, she went out and bought me like an expensive camera, like with film. And remember how cameras used to have film? They weren't on your phones.
So old.
Anyway, she went out and bought me an expensive camera, and it blew me away. Not because of the camera, because I didn't even ask for a camera or really want a camera, but I saw it more of as an active service type thing. It was just it really blew me away that she was like that thoughtful and spent that much time and thought he'd really like it and then spent all that money on me. So
I'm a great gift giver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I listen, and so then I'm thoughtful, and so then I'll find something. But
you're also very humble as well.
I'm being honest. You want an answer? I'm giving you an answer. You would want me in your corner as a gift giver, for sure. Yeah, just like how I'll reverse engineer people to figure out their one word. I'll figure out like what a meaningful gift would be for them. I'm a fantastic gift giver. What I did for Nina was ridiculous.
What did you do for her?
Oh, just all this, everything. Planning surprises, days, like it's amazing.
Okay, last question. Would you rather? Okay, now the previous 2 questions I've asked, you've missed words on it, so I'm going to try and enunciate.
What was the greatest gift you got? Don't you have to answer them too?
I said the camera my wife got me.
Oh yeah, okay.
We've already talked about this.
No, I thought that was just an example.
When I turned 35, my mom's a writer. My mom's like a professional writer. She's like a poet and a writer. And she wrote me a beautiful card that I saved. And her words are really meaningful to me. So like those types of things I prefer. You know, like I think back to when I was younger, I was like so stupid. I used to be like, okay, I'm going to give you the gift of telling you what I honestly think of you. I used to do that to people. And I would like give them like I'd build them up and I would say great things. And they would be like, oh, okay, now where's the thing you bought for me? They'd be like, no, I honestly want to tell you how amazing of a person you are. So that's when I realized that people have different love languages. But anyway, last question. Would you rather have super sensitive taste or super sensitive hearing?
Probably hearing.
Really? I did not expect you to go that way.
Really? No.
Dude, you're such a foodie. You're so into food.
I'm not a foodie, dude. No, I'm not a foodie. Nina's a foodie. I'll eat junk. I'll eat at McDonald's every day. Like, now I won't. But when I traveled by myself, I used to just go to McDonald's in every city because it was fast and I can go off and destroy the city. And I spend zero time on food.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't enjoy it in any way?
No, I enjoy it in any way. Dude, come on. You don't enjoy it in any way. What kind of question is that? Of course I enjoy food.
Think of what a butter tart would be like if your tastes were super sensitive. Think about being able to dissect every nuance and every flavor.
If I could hear stuff better.
Are you deaf? Are you someone who used to listen to music so loud that or is your hearing pretty good?
Oh, no, my hearing actually sucks. Like I had hearing issues growing up. I had tubes in my ears and I have below average hearing. But that's not why. I want to be able to help people. And so the more I can hear and if I get super sensitive, like if I can judge tonality or something in what you're saying and call something else out on a new level that wasn't achievable. Even the whole fact that like kids can speak in such a high pitch that adults can't even hear it freaks me out. Like I want to be able to hear that stuff.
And as we know, you want to be able to talk to animals, right? So maybe.
Oh my God! Well, versus what? Talk to animals versus what?
I don't know. It was a callback. It was a callback to last week. I don't remember.
You don't even remember the other one, but yes. You see, there's a recurring theme. Communication is important to me. Both listening. I just said I was a great listener, Mark. That's why I'm a great gift giver.
Excellent. Great listener. So, childhood. I said childhood.
What?
It was a callback to the previous question about childhood. A childhood smell.
Oh, if I had better hearing, I would have heard that better.
You just said you were a great listener.
Well, I can't hear. I'm a good listener, but I can't always hear.
Oh, my goodness. My jaw is hurting from smiling. Oh, that's going to be good for YouTube. Which channel is this going on for YouTube? That's what I want to know. That's the important thing. Which channel gets the podcast?
I don't remember. The Evan channel, the Entrepreneur Advice channel.
Oh, man. We should be on the A channel.
Yeah, no, this isn't new material.
Wow. Okay. Real quick, everyone, we have for ourselves 8 minutes left. And so now's the time where we can go ahead and hit any listener questions that we have. So here's a question. I have a book idea, and I don't know how to write books, and my writing is bad. Sorry for laughing.
Wow. Wow, Mark. Laughing at the question. That's what happens. Come ask your question to get laughed at by Mark Drager.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. You're not that sorry. You're still laughing.
Go on and ask the question.
You can't even finish saying the question because you're laughing so hard at them. Hashtag believe right there.
Okay. How does this person, he has a beginning and he has an end. He has it all in his head, but he's having trouble putting it to paper. What advice do you have? That wasn't his question. What did he say? This is the question. No. And I have the beginning and the end, and it's all in my head, and I can't find a way to put it into words. Any advice?
But what was the first part? I hate writing.
You're going to make me read it.
Yes, I want to hear the question. I'm listening.
I'm going to have trouble getting through it. I'm so sorry. I have a book idea, and I don't know how to write. I can't. Just answer the question. What's the advice for a writer who struggles to write?
No. But the words are important to me. On top of you just looking like a total tool right now. The words are important. I have a book idea, but I don't like to write.
Scroll back and read it. I'm sorry. It's late. I've been up since 5 a.m. Go back and read it. I'm not.
No, you read it.
I'm not
You're the host.
Just say it out loud.
You can say it. This one question's taking 8 minutes, Mark.
Hold on. I have a book idea.
Come on, dude.
It's a challenge. And I don't know how to write books. And my writing is bad.
Am I what?
My writing is bad.
I don't know how to write books and my writing is bad.
Yes. And I have the beginning and the end, and it's all in my head, and I can't find a way to put it into words. Any advice?
Okay. Yes. So here's the thing. It's a skill issue. Why I had Mark painfully recite that 80 times, because I was trying to get the language out. It's a skill issue. Your writing is bad. You can fix that. You don't know how to write books and your writing is bad. Those are skill sets that you can fix. When I started on YouTube, I didn't know how to film videos and my videos were bad. And I got better, right? So if you want to learn that skill, you can, like any other skill. If you said writing, I hate writing. Writing's terrible. Like I dread the idea of sitting down in front of a computer. Great, that's a different path. Right? Then it's like, why do you want to write a book? But it's just a skill set issue that you suck at. And so if you want to get better at it, yes, you could go get a ghostwriter. Yes, you could partner with somebody else. Yes, there's other options. But if you want to get better at it, if you see yourself writing books and you just don't have the skill set, then you need to work on it. And you write every day and you get better.
That's great advice.
That's great advice. That's why we read over that question 18 times. Because I couldn't
I'm sorry, but it was a beautifully written question from a comedic point of view.
It wasn't comedic.
I'm sorry for laughing, but
Mark is laughing straight at people right now. Is what's happening. What's your advice, Mark? You're going to say don't write.
No, not at all. I said my mom was a writer, and I helped kind of produce a writing conference for 10 years, kind of on the peripheral. And what everyone had said is you sit down in front of a blank screen and you spend 2 or 3 hours writing. And you do it every day, and it doesn't matter if you get 1 word out or a page out or 5 page out. You sit down every day and you write. And these are from published writers. These are from people who've had books been turned into movies and have won national awards. And all of them, no matter how good you are or how bad you are, say that the real discipline is just sitting down and writing every day.
I wrote 1,800 words in 2 hours, and I was pissed that I didn't get more time to write more. And somebody DM'd me, he's like, I think that's pretty productive, 1,800 words in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Like, really? No, I should be crushing
And Chabo1111, I'm really sorry for laughing. I hope I didn't offend you in any way. Listen, I'm gonna get better at hosting.
There you go.
You know, once we start doing this 5 times per week, I'll have more repetition. Right now, we only do it once a week. So,
rule number 1 of hosting: don't laugh at your community.
That's really bringing down the mood now. What are we going to end on?
Well, get another question. How many pages should an ebook have?
Honestly, I don't know. I could guess, but I would think that it should be long enough to be able to say what it is you want to say, and it is short enough to not have padding. I mean, Start With Why, an amazing book from Simon Sinek, but it's like 221 pages, whether it's an ebook or a published book, and you got the gist of it in 90 pages. Somebody probably told him to flesh it out because it's a great 90-page book. So should it not just be as long as it needs to be to say what you need to say?
My year 1 word book was twice as long as what was actually published. Did I give you a pre-copy? You did, right? You read
we got the binder actually still sitting there.
Twice as long. It's still a pretty thick book. It's still like I don't know how many words it is. It's a normal size, like 300 something page book, and it was double. It was double that. So, yeah, you want to trim all the fat.
Well, thank you so much Evan for joining us. And that's all we have to say, because I record on the podcast better outros than this.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Have a great week. If you want to see the last episode of my podcast with Mark, it's fire. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Pretty good is still not good enough. They know that pretty good is still broken, and pretty good won't take you to amazing places. How do you survive?